E. Cummings was a very special poet who lived many years ago, from 1894 to 1962. He was different from other poets because he liked to play with words and create poems in his own unique way. E. Cummings was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is in a place called New England in America. He was called E. because those were his initials, but his full name was Edward Estlin Cummings. As a little boy, E. Cummings loved writing and drawing. He enjoyed painting pictures with words, making poems that were like puzzles. He liked to use lowercase letters and play with punctuation in his poems, which was unusual at that time. When E. Cummings grew up, he went to school and learned a lot about writing and poetry. He wrote many poems that were like little songs full of joy and excitement. His poems were about love, nature, and the beauty of the world. One thing that made E. Cummings's poems special was how he arranged words on the page. Sometimes his poems looked like pictures with words scattered all over. This made reading his poems an adventure, like solving a puzzle. E. Cummings wrote a lot of books filled with poems. One of his famous books was called The Enormous Room. It was about his experiences during World War I, when he was a volunteer ambulance driver. The book talked about his time in prison and the people he met. His words showed how he found hope and beauty, even in difficult times. E. Cummings loved to experiment with language and wrote many playful poems for kids too. His poems were like little celebrations of life, filled with imagination and wonder. Even though E. Cummings is no longer with us, his poems continue to be loved and read by many people. His playful way with words and his unique style make his poetry timeless and exciting. E. Cummings was a poet who danced with words, creating magical poems that still bring smiles and wonder to readers today. His love for language and his playful spirit continue to inspire kids and grown-ups alike to see the world in a new and joyful way. While E. Cummings is renowned for his poetry, he didn't have specific famous books in the traditional sense. However, his collections of poems are highly celebrated and have left a lasting impact on readers. Here are some notable collections that showcase his unique style. Tulips Chimneys, 1923. This was E. Cummings' first published collection of poems. It introduced readers to his unconventional style, playful language, and use of lowercase letters and unusual punctuation. His 5 Inches, 1926. This collection continued Cummings's exploration of innovative typography and structure in poetry. His poems here were vibrant and filled with his trademark whimsy and experimental language. ViVa, 1931. ViVa was a collection that embraced Cummings' exuberant style. His playful and colorful use of language was evident in this book, making it an engaging read for those who loved his unconventional approach to poetry. No Thanks, 1935. This book was named as a sarcastic response to the rejection letters Cummings received for his work. It's a collection that echoed his persistence as a poet, despite facing challenges in getting his work recognized. 50 Poems, 1940. As the title suggests, this collection contained 50 of Cummings' poems. It highlighted his versatility as a poet, showcasing his ability to explore various themes and emotions through his unique use of language. XAIPE, 71 Poems, 1950. XAIPE is the Greek word for rejoice. This collection gathered 71 of Cummings' poems, celebrating life, love, and the beauty of the world around us. 95 Poems, 1958. This collection compiled a range of Cummings' poems, showcasing his distinctive style, wordplay, and his love for experimentation in poetry. While these aren't novels in the traditional sense, each collection of E. Cummings' poetry was a treasure trove of playful language, innovative structure, and a celebration of life's wonders. His poetry challenged conventional rules, inviting readers into a world of imagination and linguistic playfulness.